Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir, and here is a daytime video. Only because it's the 4th of July. I am on call, but I can actually be at home this afternoon, at least for a bit. So yeah, it's a daytime video. And it is the 4th of July. It is a holiday, at least in the US. So happy 4th of July. Here's the thing. When a little bit of trivia. Let's see how well you remember your school civics. When did America declare independence? If you're saying July 4th, you'd be wrong. It was actually July 2nd, 1776. The Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, so that's why it's celebrated. But it actually, they declared independence 2 days previous. There's your little bit of trivia for the day, so you can take that and show off that, you're really smart or something. I don't know. I just figured I'd mention it. Here is Maneater's number 10, and I think Chelsea Cain is insane. My opinion is I think she's losing it. Maybe she's stressed. I don't know. My cats are going to talk. They're a little weirded out, I think, because I'm actually home for the day. So we look at the cover. We have it's black fur, and I've been looking at this, and do you see a face? I see a face in this. Like here's cheek, jawline, wide lips here, lower lip here. Here's the nose. What would be the eyes are kind of obstructed by the logo. So yeah, that's the cover. And as you know, I think, I'm going to be honest, I think I'm the only person on YouTube that is covering this series. I know some people they jump in and out. I think I'm the only one that's covered every issue because I am strangely fascinated by this. Because it's feminist, but it actually, when it started out, actually had kind of a good story, a good premise. I've said it many times. When women have their period because of mutations to Toxoplasmosis X, they can turn into were-panthers. Okay, fine, interesting. Except for the fact in the real world, we actually already have methods to prevent periods, whether they be hormone, whatever. So there's already things in place. But in this world, they have separate water, separate sodas for the boys and for the girls. Some are estrogen free, and then they take women and send them to concentration camps. That That's why I really wonder about the state of Chelsea Cain's mind. If she's just sees windmills everywhere and thinks they're giants. Because, now I'm not saying right now women have it easy. I'm not saying that, I see, guys do crappy things. I was just getting gas yesterday, as a matter of fact, and saw a girl, maybe about 20 or so, and, oh, she's an adult, why are you calling her a girl? She's a girl to me, okay? She's young. And she was in Daisy Dukes and a short top, something that showed her belly. Well, hello, JR. Now is not the time. And anyway, she was getting her gas. She just happened to be using one of the pumps near the street. And of course, some jerkheads drove by and, yelled out the window at her. Yeah, okay, talk about the whole catcalling thing. Unfortunately, it happens. It's, guys are stupid, but, she was an attractive girl. But the escalation of that into this whole society is oppressing women is, oh boy, to see it through Chelsea Cain's eyes, just for a day, I think would drive me insane. And that's why I think Chelsea is insane. So enough talk about this. I'll explain, because this book is going off the rails. Now, as you know, nobody's buying this book. I've said that I think I'm the only person on YouTube that has reviewed all 10 issues that's still reviewing it. And it's fascinating because, she's not making money on this. She's already said on Twitter that she's losing money on this book. She can't understand why people are not buying this book because she had an interesting premise and decided message before story and went completely off the rails. And now suddenly, remember, we had 2 issues that were kind of fill-in issues. So this would be more like issue 8. And now we're in concentration camps that started off with trying to solve a murder, a were-panther attack, and then her parents send Maud, the main character, they send her into this rehabilitation center. Like I said, a Betty Ford clinic, but it's kind of like a concentration camp. Okay. She pissed off a lot of the trans community in the last issue. I've covered that. And a lot of other people have covered that. And then I don't know if she had something planned from the get-go or if she's just trying to throw everything to make people happy. So let's just jump into this issue because this book is a mess. This series is a mess, and it's my opinion that Chelsea Cain is a mess. So we start off, oh boy, we just start off right here. I'm not going to go over the whole issue because I really need to show the last page. She gives a definition of a legion. Okay, yeah, we got all the women. We see what you're doing. We are furious. And we are everywhere. And we come up to this quote, indelible in the hippocampus, You may recognize this quote, even though, Chelsea, you should have edited this. Laughter between the two, and they're having fun at my expense. Yeah, there. You should have used the they are contraction. I did a little bit of research on this. Now, obviously, this is Christine Blasey Ford, who was accusing Supreme Court Justice nominee at the time, Brett Kavanaugh, of sexually assaulting her back in the 80s. Well, let's come back to that. I don't want to get too political, but we need to talk about this. I did some research on this actual quote, and I see where when you were writing the script, you copy and pasted this mistake, and you didn't correct it. A lot of other places, when they took her transcript, actually used it, but there were a couple of websites, OQ, I think was one of them, and something like that. And they were all on the 27th of last year that they just copied the phrase and didn't correct it. So you're a writer, you should have done that. Oh, and by the way, credible witness. Credible witness. Now, as we know, Christine Blasey Ford accused Brett Kavanaugh of assaulting her. Now, this is the whole listen and believe thing, which, okay, fine. But I also believe that you need facts and evidence to back something up, especially if you're trying to destroy someone's life. I'm not saying she wasn't assaulted. I don't know that. I don't even know if Brett Kavanaugh did not assault her. But I do know her story kept changing. This is documented. She kept changing her story of when it happened, where it happened, how many people were involved. Sometimes it was all boys. She even said at one point it was 3 boys, 1 girl. Her story kept changing. Credible witness. Okay, she's a credible witness to her own assault. Oh. Okay, calm down, Plume, calm down. She was anything but credible. Even liberal newspapers were starting to point this out near the end there. They were finding holes in her story. Now, it could be recollection of something from 30 years ago. Your memory's a little bit fuzzy, hazy, trying to say it at the same time. Fine. Okay, I get that. But, can you hear my cats fighting? But you cannot call her a credible witness. Sorry, Chelsea, you can't. And then, of course, we have Trump doing his infamous thing. There was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her, blah, 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 whatever. Trump says stupid things. This is, it's what he does. I'm not going to say that, it's silly Trump. No, he says stupid things. He really needs someone to keep him in check. And then, of course, they have to point out, too, the whatever. Why the far left radical feminists are so obsessed with periods, and period blood is beyond me. I don't understand. Every woman I know hates having their period. They don't celebrate it. They don't like it. They just want to get through it. It's gross. They told me it stinks and everything. And okay, fine. Now, maybe it's the whole thing about, taking it back, and it's uniquely feminine. Excuse me. We're going to use it to show power. Okay, fine, whatever. But you turn off a lot of other women, who could be one to your side with this because they don't want to deal with it any more than you do. They don't want to empower it. So, yeah. Then we see, everyone chanting, lock her up, lock her up. And yeah, and the cycle. And what kind of world does Chelsea's man-eaters take place in? How do people procreate? I okay, we get it. Someone flipping them off? I guess I didn't even notice that dude's flipping them off. So then, of course, we get to Congress, and they're dangerous to themselves and us. They need to be contained. And they talk about how states started to have these camps set up, and some states had more than others. Which, for some reason, like Missouri and Arkansas and Ohio, have like a super high concentration. Uh, I'm not sure why that is, because it's not like uh, red versus blue states. Because I think isn't Arkansas a red state? Maybe they're blue. I know Clinton's from Arkansas. I don't pay attention. I know Ohio's a blue state. Michigan went red in the 2016 election, but somehow only has one dot somewhere up north of Bay City. Anyway, no. Maybe it's more Grayling, west of Saginaw. Anyway, yeah, here it is. Maud, I'm 12 years old, and I have a mission. So she goes into the mission a little bit. We do find one of the things I slammed them on the last issue was when they had Sheila, the old woman. It looked like they threw her to the wolves. It turned out no, she volunteered for this plan. And the whole reason why they sent her into the gyno room to get a hysterectomy because she was acting. She's obviously past menopause. She's not having periods anymore. Why is she in this camp? Why? Chelsea, do you know how menstruation works? I'm a guy, and sometimes I wonder if I know it better than you. Joking, I'm joking, I'm joking. Anyway, here's where we see that the whole plan, they kind of took it from Watergate because they saw tape on the doorknob. So the whole plan was to wait for Sheila to get dragged into the gyno suite and grab onto the door and to be able to, in the struggle, tape the lock so that when they shut it, they could pull it back open. Wow, that's a really bad plan with so much that could go wrong. So, we'll come back to that because the whole plan's stupid. Here is the part that's really interesting, that I wonder if something that she's changed or if she was planning this all along. And so we have Maud and Sophie E., which Sophie E. is always wearing this unicorn head, unicorn mask, because, silly, right? Right? So the plan was simple. Are you ready, Sophie E.? I'm not Sophie E. I keep meaning to tell you that. I've been wearing a mask. I'm not actually a unicorn. What? Sorry if that was a little too loud. And I'm not Sophie E. I'm Kevin. Of course, pronouns he and him. Okay, so with the new art, sometimes it's hard to tell who's a boy and who's a girl. When we look up here, yeah, you actually have trouble. If it wasn't for this panel here with the dude with the beard, yeah, this looks like it's almost like two women who are pulling Sheila in. Okay, I guess maybe Sawyer, they end up looking like, I don't know, but yeah, it's hard to tell. This almost looks like, was it actually a boy, born a boy all along, who's just been masquerading as Sophie E? So we get the reveal. This is what I say. I kind of wonder if this was Chelsea trying to get good with the trans community, because she's been slammed since the very first issue about this. About this being exclusionary to trans people. And she never said, okay, well, that's fine, but this story is about these characters and none of them are trans. That would have been perfectly okay. But she did. She kept trying to double down, and, well, we see how that went. So yeah, and the art makes it so kind of hard to tell, but you realize that Sophie E., when she was doing the ballerina, and did Maud just have the pussy hat since before they were a thing? She had cat ears ever since she was real little. No, she says it doesn't feel right, and you see pictures with her in a boat, him in a bow tie, and I'll try and be polite to the pronouns. I'll try and be respectful. Playing sports, which, okay, are you saying that only boys play baseball? Um, yeah, because I see a lot of girls. I know girls that play baseball for years. Um, what are you trying to say there, Chelsea? Hey, I'm just, if you're going to go in, be prepared for criticism from all sides. I really don't care. Here's where we get this another stupid thing. Remember that whole pencil thing that was appearing on everyone's windowsills? Kevin, formerly Sophie E, dead name Sophie E, says, "If I ever run away and hide out in a pencil shop for 6 weeks, I'll print a bunch of pencils and swap all the names because we shouldn't be so caught up in what a thing is called. Am I right?" That's a very, very specific plan you have there. That's really on money. Even though that, and then they show that that's exactly what Sophie slash Kevin was doing. Somehow figured out how to run the machines and make all these, and let's just ignore the fact that pencils are tools. It's usually a good idea to not arbitrarily name something. It should be a description. It's not like a person who decides, I don't want to be burnt umber or whatever. I'm going to be forest green. Um, yeah, these are pencils. These are tools. Quite a bit different. Or am I just not respecting pencil identity? I'm sorry. I'm going to get slammed on Twitter for that. I don't respect pencil authority. So after what is when a gay person says that they tell their friends they're gay, they come out, what is it, is there a name in the trans community for that when they come out with their real name? I don't want to be disrespectful, I'll be honest, so I'm just going to say coming out. When Sophie E says that he's now Kevin. um, Kevin, oh, okay, that's cool. Can we start the revolution yet? You're still you. You're still my best friend. I mean, you're still a feminist revolutionary, right? Oh, well, that's the bar for her friendship, right there. Right there. This is interesting because with the way we see things in this book, Sophie E is becoming Kevin, so he's joining the patriarchy, but is still part of the feminist revolution. Man, these things are complex. I do not envy trans feminists, because there must be a lot of mental gymnastics going on. If men are evil, but I feel like I'm a man, and oh boy. Anyway, I'm going to stay away from that because I want to talk about this book. I've already been going on for 20 minutes. So we have this plan, which is they put ketchup on their crotches, and somehow when the guy sees it, he envisions a were-panther attack, and the girls are just like, well, that worked. So are they putting something in the men's water to cause them to hallucinate when they see what they think is menstrual blood? Because it does come to be a point later where one of the guys that's running everything is he's drinking the estrel pure water, the water for girls. So he is not affected when Maud comes in and roars at him. Roar! And he's just standing there. And I'm a progressive guy. I'm not afraid of a little menstrual blood. It's all cool. And this is why I said I think Chelsea is also lashing out at male feminists. And I can't blame her on that one. And the other girl says, he's been drinking tap water. It's in the safe. He's not affected like the others. So yeah, they end up taking him down, and he shows them things going on in the world. But apparently there is a big revolution going on, because you gotta see this last page. You gotta see this. Why I'm skipping so much. The girls all go to the roof, and a rope comes down to a giant dirigible shaped like a girl. Yeah. And see them all just grab onto the rope, and They're escaping. Now remember, Maud's parents put her in here on purpose. So I guess Maud is, she seems to be part of this revolution to I don't know what Chelsea's doing with this book. I really don't know. I got a piece of fuzz over here or something. Um I don't know what she is doing with this book. There's a line in here where the one girl um threatens the guy. I gotta find it here. Uh right here. It was on this page. I promise you, if you hurt my doll, I will make you suffer like you were my little brother. But they don't hate men, right? Shut up. There is so much rage in this comic, and it's an impotent rage that Chelsea sees in the world, that all these women are oppressed. Okay, fine. Maybe there's something in this world that, we see they're putting them in concentration camps and everything. And then she's trying to make the connection between how Ford was ignored and Trump, says stupid things, which he catches how you just have to turn on the news and you see the way everyone jumps on everything he says. So, but she's a credible witness, even though she kept changing her story. Yeah, poor little her and being a credible witness. Again, I don't want to get too political 'cause I don't know what happened to her. Very few of us know. She knows, and if she was attacked, her attackers. Anyway, I don't want to get into the real world politics. I want to get into the politics of man-eaters, and Chelsea Cain is insane. That's my opinion. She is so angry, and everything that's going on, she thought she was going to. I really think she's surprised that she got so much flack, that she has been getting so much flack. She's surprised this book is not selling because you're trying to appeal to one group, the far rad femmes, the ones who don't buy comics. Oh, they may buy an issue or two to put up on their shelf and say, hey, look, I'm going to take a selfie of me with this, support all women and everything. But to the average comic book audience, men and women, you're not giving a good story. You've abandoned your previous story to go with this whole revolution thing that doesn't make any sense. It's just escalated up really quickly, and it's become a revenge fantasy. And the guys, guys like me are looking at this going, okay, you're a little bit batty. And the women are like, oh God, you're embarrassing us. And the book doesn't sell, and Chelsea Cain is losing money. I can't imagine why. Yeah. Again, they have the poetry and stuff by the teenage girls. I'm not going to rip on that. I've said that they're off limits. If I was in their shoes, I would jump at the chance too. They are getting paid, so good on them. I'm not going to attack the kids. But yeah, this is just look at this. Just I can't. I got to this and I'm like, oh my God, Chelsea, what are you doing? Oh, and the fact that it's a dirigible, those things are actually kind of easy to shoot down. You know that, right? Yeah, I mean, they won't burst into flames like the Hindenburg because they don't use hydrogen anymore, but they're still kind of easy to take down and they're not that quick. So, it looks like you probably could have escaped the walls. You're just standing on the roof. Yeah. This is. I just. I wonder if Chelsea Cain, knocks over a glass of water and just says, "Oh, the patriarchy did this. They made the cup so it was top heavy and easy to knock over, and that's because they like boobs and they want things with big boobs. So, men, I would love to spend a day in Chelsea Cain's mind, but I have a feeling it would drive me insane, and I would be afraid to see what type of wacko conspiracies I'd come out with. So anyway, this is Maneaters. I'm still going to continue to cover this book because it is. I don't even want to call it a hot mess because that's an insult to anything that's hot and or a mess. Um, but she's shooting for number 12. We're at number 10 right now, so yeah, let's hope we make it there. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I still have female Furies to cover. Damn! Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.